Enra ena His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Emma Kwan say the Minority Caucus NPP for Embra Mbeshiano na ensembia wo munim no omomfa nto nenim na de obetumi aya afa ho no na waye na NPP for ekokohia no na omokohia Mahama no omode nsem aba betudwa de wo mokoya wo mokokoye ensem a wo moka kire Mahama omode aba betudwa na bepese ye read what the Minority Caucus told His Excellency John Dramani Mahama when they had the opportunity to meet him. Yankin kan. Bansana no, and your first time or subscribing and click the notification bell on so. Oyanisa latest news be about once ebeka. I am still on the mission. Na mission no NSA Mr. We funya sha se eye kesepe. E wo se hu no se wo frɛ yare ama ho. Because yare bi ti say diabetes, any kidney failure, any akomayare any cancer ni nano efu kese any ahyase nti mesrew mema o book ebetre wonyama miensa utumi yesa nyama miensa no pepepe for 1 month per we funa ahyase se ye kese na ebekofom na me amene mo kase embre bi na mefuni I was at risk. In fact, we read the book now obehu wo book ni me call health consultant ho and I ye me test man me hu say I was at risk man hwe ye de ebeye me no nyame mpengu by the end of the day and me amene mo kase me ameni bibia akọ book ni 100 cedis per 0558074986 free ye be ma book no ni PDF and ni tree video. There is a link in the comment box, so click here. Unsabe kan book no. Young concept nimo. As a Minority Caucus, Parliament of Ghana. As a Minority Caucus statement on submissions made at today's meeting between the President and parliamentary leadership. Na nipakra wababe posti adie we Frank Anodompre. Na oshe nsema wakan ya was a fallout of the meeting with His Excellency the President and the parliamentary leadership. As part of Parliament's oversight role, the caucus leadership has since the 7th Parliament carved out special engagement with the office of His Excellency, the President of the Republic, on matters of national interest and general governance. Intino, Ose Parliament ayen shishebi since the 7th Parliament. And as Anshishe no akoso say ya minority no ebekwa akwa share president na omone president akasa na nsem bia ewo mo akoma so no omo aka atre president. Also, in view of this, the Minority Caucus leadership held a meeting with His Excellency John Dramani Mahama today, 22nd December 2025, at the Jubilee House. At this meeting, the minority leader Osahin Alexander forAfenyo Markin took the opportunity to formally present the grave concerns of the Minority Caucus on critical threats to our democracy, constitutional order, and national security. This statement details the issues submitted, which the minority views as a clear and present danger to the stability and governance of the Republic. Now, I'll say attendance. The meeting was attended by officials from the presidency, including His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama. The full parliamentary leadership, full parliamentary leadership present comprised the second deputy speaker, Honorable Andrew Esiama Amoakun, majority leadership, the majority leader and leader of government business, Honorable Mahama Ayariga, the deputy majority leader, Honorable Kweku George Ricketts Hagan, and the second deputy majority leader, Honorable Richard Echampong. The minority leadership comprised the minority leader Osanhene Alexander forAfenyo Markin, the deputy minority leader Honorable Patricia PJ, the minority chief whip Honorable Frank Anodompre, the first deputy minority whip Honorable Habib Idrisu, and the second deputy minority whip, Honorable Jerry Ahmed Shaib, utumunung say MPP for the day homo koyep. Because we hear the leadership of parliament, the person who represented the leadership of parliament, the second deputy speaker, what you say, the second deputy, okay, I'll say the full parliamentary leadership present comprised the second deputy speaker, Honorable Andrew Siama, majority leadership and the like. M say Abambagben himself was not around, and then the first deputy speaker was not around. What you say? But okay, MPP side now to means omo from chief whip to majority, then omo present you no problem. Mo pe Mahama asem na mo eya na mo pese mo hia na eya na mo pese mo hu Mahama mo pe na asem na won ka na mo to me nka because mo nim say mo kan party na ebegu mo pe na asem eya na mo pe opportunity hia na keke. Anyway, also the critical issues presented. Issues be no mo koko raise here. Also one, the Galamsey menace and the gold board's direct and indirect role in legitimizing illegal mining. Amuko share His Excellency John Dramani Mahama no. Amuko ka Galamsey ho asem. Also we strongly raise the issue of the ongoing distraction caused by Galamsey in several facts of our livelihood, and the gold board's lack of rigorous traceability, which risk making the state a formal purchaser of illegally mined gold from Galamsey operations, thereby sanctioning environmental destruction. And they went further to say, Nancy Insia say, and the Indian say, and they call him coin. They went further into it. They said that. You see, when I was reading this thing, someone me kind of say, Mahama wa de muhuachemu. And Kemra mo present here dear way to Mahama anymore. I mean, Mahama has a very big shoes, but nanka me were in the shoes of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and count him the Mecca. Nanka moka Galamsey once someone and Galamsey aye we Galamsey aye. Someone me catch Mahama. As someone me catch him when they say, just last year ago, Ghanaian youth went on demonstration and they decided to inform your government that Galamsey was getting worse. What did you do to them? You arrested them and treated them like criminals. You didn't grant them bail. You denied them bail. Ghanaians cried and cried. You didn't mind them. You didn't give them food. People were crying and calling for them. You didn't mind them. Where were you? Leadership. More and there. More bamenim ebekatre me say Galamsey is getting worse. Apparently, if you did something and you released them and you listened to them, probably maybe Galamsey will not get worse as it has gotten to today. Nka mi wa Mahama mpobo mu a nka semo ameka tro mo no. Omo response a me de be mo no. The second point I want to raise here, I say mass dismissals of public servants. I say we expressed profound concern over the summary dismissal of approximately 2,802 public servants through Chief of Staff directives. The caucus holds the view that the action represents a direct assault on the constitutional principle of an independent and professional civil service on the back of a recent report by the Ghana Statistical Service showing 1.3 million youth unemployed. We urged the President to immediately halt these dismissals and reinstitute a fair, transparent review process that respects due process. We believe that Ghana's civil service must serve the state and not any governing party, for which reason such an action finds its expression to the anguish of our civil workers. Inti omo kasa about emra omo NPP elusu aba a womo nim se womo ekofie a womo kokko appointee omo nkrofo bebre without clearance no during the transition period no Mahama ban ba ya waka nkrofo ya mo appointee omo no clearance bi eni won omo ko tinefie no. Yes, omo kasa about eno etrese unemployment ewo Ghana nti die nta na wo sakin nkrofo no eno so anka response amemo omo no say 8 years amoba beti na ba mu bu oman ni year nanka unemployment e be rise sa Say Mahama by 1 year ni. Untumi ntreme say unemployment rate a worker say akwa kodru 1.8. And you see the funny thing is that these same people, omo flag bearer, catch Ghana for say ono momo ono de ba Ghana no, eno nko a employ obo number bi so see 800,000 people say den. Nti nan kam ye Mahama kam catch and say enye mo mu nipa no worker say mo MPP for na mo ka say mo employing crop say mo create 5 million jobs say 3 million jobs say dey no. And about me also ka say or the momo nko create over 8,000 jobs. 800,000 jobs. Inti sende ba me nima ba be sun say unemployment unemployment na ba na course so me ba 1 year ya na unemployment na course so. And you see in omwanka so mo letter no omo expose amemo fun a wo mu buye. The third one, or see weaponization of election petition and systematic targeting of the minority caucus. Omo say Mahama weaponize election petition or targeting minority caucus no washedama omo numbers reduce wa parliament yankenkan. We have expressed concern about the open boasting by NDC officials about using litigation to overturn parliamentary victories in targeted NPP constituencies, thereby engineering by-elections for partisan advantage. This transforms election petitions from instruments of justice into tools for seat acquisition. We called on the president to publicly condemn the use of courts as weapons for parliamentary engineering and to respect the people's verdict. We also highlighted the systematic harassment of the minority caucus, including attempts to remove the leader from the ECOWAS parliament and referring him to the Privileges Committee for legitimately attending to his duties there. Inti omudi ashim afenyo Markin seni ya dragging ako Privileges Committee no omudi ashim say ane ene munya de mode ye no ene munye we nso ni wo Mahama mpobo emu a aka asemu ameka tro mo say since when na NPP for mo realize say the judiciary they are being controlled by the executive. Since when did you realize that? The reason why ye get to talk on no and say on my coin Emma Nyama bisa ekoso. She was controlled by Akufo-Addo. And then we saw the decisions, very unpopular, controversial decisions via will take you Wagana Kromha. Mujine she say talk on nye bone 1 year bone and there Mosi NDC for air engineer court. Inti ende the NPP for mo bese be court. Enya mo na first no mo wa ba mu na BBC pe mo say you can go to court because na mo nim say mo nkro for court. Ende the mo ko Mahama enim akwa catch Mahama say one country NDC for say wo munya asem a mo mfa mo nko court basically asem a mo kan no. Mahama nyai no one country NDC for mu de mo ni yenya muni yen enya asem election petition mamon fa yen court. Basically that's what you are saying. Musuro court. Usun over court. Nkrofo anade bia mu ye dede fa court no na musun. And you see these are issues omo akwa koshia president o. NPP for akwa koshia president asebe e was say wo mo de issues pa eto nanimu a obi abehu so okay we de mo ama idea bi mo aye bibi we de mu ye hu ne say mu so mu opposition de na so mo adwen mu do mu opposition de na so idea we amode ama His Excellency John Dramani Mahama de ewom mo aye ade mu ko shia Mahama His Excellency ade amode tu nanim ni issues ni and all the issues no who response amede amamo nini na treme asemba akobɛn ne wo mu a obetumi aka se we die MPP for ade amo aka India we die dimu asemba akopɛ. The fourth one, then partisan determination of contractor payments. We raise concerns that contractors perceived as NPP leaning are being systematically denied payment despite budgetary allocations, pushing viable business towards collapse. The politicization of payments weaponizes the economy and destroys jobs. We urged the president to direct that all contractors with legitimate claims be paid promptly without partisan discrimination. Inti omo mfere omo se omo NPP for emre omo critique ka eto ho because contractors eye adwuma ma Ghana omo NPP for enti omo ka. And then His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Abama wo tua contractors ne ka. Na so omo NPP for ne say contractors ni bi wo mo ye NPP contractors. Mahama ye na adwen say omo de onfo musika mo. But Mahama atua contractors ka de na so NPP contractors ne de they are not receiving their money. Inti Mahama nya isa no ntua wo bia. Response amema me if I was to be in the shoes of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, response amema omo ne say mo fair impo. Na sebi eye easier hade na munjia contractors nansa mwanko unim say contractors be NPP contractors na so emra na wo wa ba mu no 8 years won timi nti omo me maba na 1 year omo nya receive omo sika the pressure beto me so 8 years so usi omo ye NPP contractors wo ana eye won crofo no won timi enye sika nti omo se me maba na at least what admit say me tua contractors usi wo contractors omo ye NPP for no mintua wo mo 1 year the pressure to me so say me nya na mintua omo na sebi eye foa na nka wentua omo ansa wo kọ eye foa se na nka obetua omo ansa wakọ eye foa se na nka obetua omo inti anu nso no o see cancellation withdrawal of the one district one factory initiative. Also, the withdrawal of critical incentives for one district, one factory is leading to factory idleness and massive job losses. We implored the president to preserve and enhance these industrial assets. Continuity in productive policy must transcend partisan cycles. Ghana's industrialization cannot be sacrificed for political rebranding. In our view, since the cancellation of the 1D, 1F, the government has not provided any alternative to the policy. It was say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama a cancel 1D, 1F, one district, one factory initiative no. Na sa cancellation no enya adepa. Me ka kire NPP for say genuinely if me were Mahama His Excellency John Dramani Mahama shoes one someone me can say NPP for Mesremo genuinely one district one factory no more can say musi factories no genuinely in every single district in this country mo name me one factory amutumi see one factory amutumi see because what actually you are trying to tell Ghanaians because also we see factories and our 8 years also we one district one factories right one district one factory. And I'll say every single district we see factory, meboa. So you are telling us that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama 1 year we are buy a peno. Factories nini negu. Sana walk out yen. Because we see factory no. And I walk out and say one district one factory we see. Na Mahama ba. The factory should be operating by now. So Mahama say we cancel one district one factory. What are you saying? Are you saying say wakwa factories na musi factories no ena wakwa nini na said ye ana musi factories no ono Mahama buy no or the padlock akwa to factories na no ana said ye is that what you are saying? Because clearly that is not what is happening. Factories are musi mwesi mo ye partnership with some factory mo amunim Shire Hills. There was a tomato factory over there. China for a operating style tomato factory no. President Akufo-Addo moko ye meeting won be ka say e ka one district one factory ho. Now so obi a notice area ni bia nim said that be where China for factory. Into every factory am ye a partnership with. Am ka say e one district one factory no. Those factories are still operational. Partnership am ye with Ekumfi. Motre say Ekumfi juice and also ka one district one factory no. And Ekumfi is it not still operating? Mahama we go nana. It is a worker say one district one factory. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama want to ask what do you mean? Because the factories no, they are still operating. So what do you mean by the withdrawal or the cancellation of one district one factory? What do you mean by that? The set point So far 5 things are wamaka. And based on minso rebuttal amedeba no. Ube hunu se sa nyama 5 wamaka nini na sebe engineer so bi anim. 6 points or say selective prosecution and punitive bail. Also, we raise concern over NPP officials facing selective investigation or prosecution with prohibitively high bail amounts that function as economic detention. While cases from the previous NDC administration have been discontinued through the questionable filing of nulli prosequa, this justice by party color destroys the rule of law. We called for a just, fair, and even-handed application of the law, so Ghanaians can believe justice is truly blind. You see, whenever I hear people like NPP for we are calling for a just and a fair, then the law and the fair and the day and the day and the day. Sometimes they forget themselves. So Omoba Bedi Omani so 8 years and we saw what they did. Sometimes they forget themselves. You are calling for a just and a fair and a day. We also what you did to Ato Forcing. We also what happened to Ato Forcing. Yeni na ye hu de mo de ye jachi question. And there ebi to mo say we are calling for a just and a fair and a bien and the mo nkrofo na ya chi omo no. Problem, no problem. The question I have for NPP for NSA, are you concerned about your people getting arrested or you are concerned about Sika allegedly a Simon Crawford area? Because clearly it looks like you are just concerned say you're Simon Crawford. Not just a moon himself on Crawford area Sika no nanso mon pese ye bechi omo. Share national service scandal yi. Yesi nipa ba ku ewia 38 million. And they say nipa no. Or catch Attorney General say or pese or the 22 million eba back. Attorney General say 1J. You are not concerned say nipa ba in that position to me we are 38 million Ghana cedis. You are not concerned. What you are concerned about and they say yeah chi and Crawford. And it speaks of your political party. It speaks of NPP. It speaks of your political party, who you really are. The 7th point, also youth unemployment and national security threat. Also again, with 1.3 young people outside education, employment or training, we warned that Ghana faces a social and security time bomb. Into more say Ghana mbebunu bebre over 1.3 in Jumaye. MPP. Same political party that told us Omo create 800,000 jobs. Same political party that told Ghana for say Omo create 3 million jobs. And then Omo free abemu 1 year peno. Omo soon say over 1.3 million youth are not employed. Yembo nseme momo. Why are there? Yankopon shiramo. When you people were lying to Ghanaians say mo create nyumano, I stood on this platform and I use something as simple as SNET records. Etre mo say Ghana data etre said the number of people are contributed to SNET because obi enim say obi ye abanye juma automatically no you contribute to SNET. The number of people are not contributed to SNET no it does not reflect the numbers are more can. That simple data and I me de prove MPP for some more chantro. And then mufi abemu ne de mu ni wate hwan ye hu ne say indeed ejuma ni krum he on my way won on my way me say MPP for ade a wo de ye on my way won ye mo mpa my excellency John Dramani Mahama because on my way we are sitting on a time bomb. Now what you way Sunday mo antemenka it was because Sunday because yeah get together kakra because bro nyaba Tinkrofo bebre wo ho am nhia wo mo nteme call me old area na dia me kokko hu wo ho no nyame nko a Senia in Mebuno and de Omumudi 18, 19, 20. Omoye idle. The only thing. And there were more ye. Or more abusing drugs in the full glare of the public. I done normal. When I saw it, my heart. I say, hey. I dear Kufa do the my way ni. And then move soon about unemployment. I see pervasive national insecurity. We highlighted the palpable climate of fear gripping the nation due to rising violent crime, kidnappings, and perceived impunity. Citizens feel unsafe in their homes and communities. In the Ghana, and you see, this is why some people say, ebetumi abane say, basa ya AC wa Ghana krom kra no NPP for moteche. Because how is it that ukwa ko share president and nakasa you are talking about a particular matter we saying the kidnapping say koso wa Ghana and the Ghana yehu and the way yehu, especially as a political party track record wo why say embrebi na mo pese mu win elections. This was the same thing you did. Mu twantro that create insecurity in the country. Yeti mu o tape so na mo ka say mo nkofa efunu emfa nkonko toto voter region. Na mo twantro nka say NPP agents e wo voter region na ye kunkun omo no. Into uko sha president na woka Ghana ye unsafe o. He say ye kidnapping crofo and ye yesio citizens. Na uwie ye wo ba be trauma Ghana for say Ghana ye unsafe. So bi ginechi no ka say enyama wo ye ekoso nina no NPP for mo na mo nsata echi I'll not be surprised. But then again, I'm not going to end there. What I'm going to say is that abaino and a 2 mino ekrano. And obi biara ni da hobiano. Obi huni se nansing Ghana police or my sharp. Just yesterday, I'm robbers be eko robby ewa shaiman. Just yesterday, Ghana police bomb yensa too. When man can cram am robbers now cause wa won korobe and raya ye bomb yensa too ekuomo. And there will be anim. Udi agro Ghana police pa. Udi agro Ghana police ye be foul. Oma ye sharp. Inti no se mo feel say insecurity no ebe koso ache e wo man we mu a well you'll be disappointed. Or say third term agenda concerns. Or say despite public assurances, influential figures within the governing party continue to openly advocate for constitutional amendments or dubious interpretations to extend presidential term limits. We urge the president to publicly, unequivocally, and repeatedly denounce any scheme for a third term. I mean, what else do you want? His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has denied the third term and all that. Third term accusation, even me, I don't support it. No, yes. Probably maybe I'll say that is the only point. Out of the 9 points, now that's the only points in the Momo Kaname supported. Our closing appeal, we concluded by emphasizing that these issues form a dangerous pattern that jeopardize the republic. We are all sworn to serve. History will judge this moment. The question is whether we will be the leaders who pulled Ghana back from the brink, or those who allowed partisan interest to come to consume our institutions. We reminded the president that the power to reverse these troubling trends rests significantly with him. The minority stands ready for constructive dialogue and action in the national interest. The path forward. As the meeting was frank, subjective, and conducted in a spirit of patriotic duty, we await concrete action from the presidency on these critical matters. The Ghanaian people deserve nothing less than decisive leadership that places national interest above partisan advantage. Na momo kwa kakatre Mahama say, he should place national interest above partisan way no mo de afenyo Markin nsem akwa koshim afenyo Markin no ono ne nsem no mo anyway ebusianfo mo ntre mo adwo comment box ni mo ay me da ase